fans and subscribers, ninamorifanboi here once again with this team built around Mega Manectric. This is against an opponent named Willie. I'll leave the link to his Miiverse account in the description. But he's got a team with Latias, Azumarill, Excadrill, Ferrothorn, Talonflame, and Goodra. And he actually leads with that Goodra as I lead with my Keldeo, so this should be an interesting matchup. I am Specs, but I'm not sure offhand how much damage Specs Goodra does to, or Specs Keldeo does to Goodra. So if I stay in and attack it, we'll see. I do just go for the Secret Sword, because this hits the physical defense, which Goodra doesn't have the best of, but he goes for counter, and I remember that part. He mentioned he figured since Secret Sword did physical damage, it would be able to be countered, but fortunately for me, that's not the case. So he ends up withdrawing here, going out to his Talonflame, which I think I might have predicted because I went out to my Manectric. Now here he's going to withdraw, go out to his Excadrill. Not sure if I predicted this and went for the Flamethrower or not. Probably not, just because it's safer to attack the Talonflame. So I get the Intimidate off on the Excadrill. Yeah, I did just go for the Thunderbolt. And now I'm not going to risk him being Scarfed, most likely, so I'll just go out to someone else. As he goes into Goodra, and I withdraw to, looks like my Skarmory. Alright. So this isn't really good because Goodras typically carry either Flamethrower or Thunderbolt or Fire Blast or something to hit Skarmory. So I'm going to go out to my Garchomp, who can either resist the Flamethrower or be immune to the Thunderbolt. So that's good. I'm just going to go for my Stealth Rock. So I should have attacked, but I didn't, and the reason I should have attacked was because his Goodra was pretty weak, and I don't think he felt there was a point in switching out anymore, even though he had answers to my Garchomp. So I probably should have attacked, but I did get up my rocks instead, which will be equally as helpful, but it would have been nice had I still had my Garchomp. But I will be able to go out to Keldeo, go for the Secret Sword, and knock this thing out. Here he goes into Latias, and not sure what my immediate switch into this would be. Perhaps my Skarmory again? Oh, my Jirachi, right. As he's actually Mega, which is very bad for me. But I do have Iron Head to potentially flinch it, as well as U-turn to, just do some nice damage. As he goes for Surf, doing, decent damage to my Jirachi. I'll probably go for the U-turn right now, since I don't want to risk the Iron Head flinches this early into Mega Latias' life, because it was still pretty healthy, so I would have to flinch it a lot in order to take it out. But unfortunately for me, he goes right out to Ferrothorn, who has Rocky Helmet, of course it does, so I'm going to take a huge hit and have to go out to probably Mega Manectric, because it's the only thing that can damage it, since my Garchomp, which had Fire Blast, got annihilated from his Goodra. But looks like I predicted something to come in, so I went for the HP Ice instead of the Fire attack, and he gets up rocks. Not really sure what my mindset was when I made that play, but now I'm going to go for Flamethrower. Pretty sure it knocks out from that range, as it does. So down goes the Ferrothorn, which is nice for my physical attackers, which consist of, I don't even remember. He goes out to Lottie here, and I don't know why I didn't Volt Switch right there, but I'm going to go out to my Keldeo. I guess that was in case, he went hard into Excadrill. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't Volt Switch. That's kind of really, I didn't understand it. But I go into my Keldeo, I guess, sacking it. Either that or not expecting him to have Psyshock, but he has Psyshock. So that's bad for me, either way. Unless I was sacking it, which I doubt I would, unless I just didn't have any other options. But here I'm going to go for the U-turn because his, whatchamacallit, is dead. His Ferrothorn, so won't have to risk taking Iron Head plus, or Iron Barbs plus Rocky Helmet. Now I'm going to go out to my Skarmory on the Dragon Pulse. Take quite a bit from that resisted hit. But I do have leftovers, so that's cool. Now I'm going to pivot into my Mega Manectric again, in fear that he may have the Thunderbolt. Does it happen? I can't remember if this actually happens. If it does, okay, he just has Surf. That's too bad, because this is going to do a nice chunk. Wow. And I have nothing to really take this out unless I crit him with this HP Ice. Nope. He lives with this Sliver, so maybe a crit wouldn't have been necessary. Maybe just a high roll would have been. But either way, I didn't get it, as he's just unfortunately able to knock me out. Gonna go out to my Jirachi right here and just go for the safe U-turn. I am being whittled down with these rocks, but looks like he withdraws his Jirachi, or his Mega Latias. Goes out to Excadrill, who may or may not be on a balloon. I can't remember if it ever revealed its item. It's not on a balloon, so this U-turn won't do anything. It's probably Scarf, just because most Excadrills are, if they're Mold Breaker. So I'm going to go out to my my Crawdaunt and just go for the Aqua Jet. I don't know if this will knock it out. Wow, it actually does. Okay, a crit. I'm not sure if that mattered. Should calc, definitely. Either way, I mean, there's not much to say. Like, that's unfortunate if that crit mattered, but he goes out to his Talonflame, who has an even amount of HP, so that's cool. So it can't come in again, but I don't think it matters because I think this Talonflame is actually banded. Maybe not, because if it was banded, I'm pretty sure that would have killed. But I'm going to go for the Aqua Jet, and it's going to be able to knock out the Talonflame from there. Unfortunately, though, I will go down to my own Life Orb recoil. So, Crawdaunt might have been worth saving, but then again, you know, rocks are up. I'm constantly being pressured, so I couldn't really do that. Gonna go out to my Jirachi here and just go for some Iron Heads. I think I remember this part. Yeah, I misplayed here. I went into Jirachi because I knew he still had this Azumarill, and he had something else. So, and I had two pokes, the Jirachi and the Skarmory. I forgot he still had his, this thing, his Mega Latias, because, you know, it was at 1 HP, it was going to die upon entry, so when I'm battling, I write my opponent's team down and then I cross them off when they die. I crossed off Latias, but that was a mistake because he's actually able to switch out and back in, which means he'll be able to switch up moves with his Azumarill, which is why I went into my Jirachi when I did, so he would be forced to lock himself into the Aqua Jet in order to take me out, and then he'd be locked into Aqua Jet against my Skarmory, and I would be able to wall him completely. But that wasn't the case because he still had that sack, so he was able to switch up moves and go for Waterfall, and he actually doesn't even outspeed my Skarmory. So that's good for me, but it could have been better had I thought through and realized he still had that sack, but I completely and totally messed up in that regard. Now it's just going to come down to, you know, Azu versus Skarmory here. And I think right here I actually just go for a third Drill Peck instead of trying to recover, laying everything on the line. Because if I just try to roost up, he's eventually going to crit me. And he was doing way too much damage as it was. So I went for it. Worked out for me. So, you know, I ended up barely winning that close battle. Good game, Willie. Like I said, I'll leave links to his Miiverse account in the description. Yeah, I think I will actually show my final battle with this team because I think it's actually the one I prefer the most. I don't know, though. I'll think about it. I do have one more team regardless, so if I decide I will upload it, then, you know, you'll see that. If not, I'll have more teams coming up in a few days. So thank you for watching this battle. If you'd like to battle me, let me know. Either way, thank you for watching, and have a good day.